We finally have another big blockbuster to discuss, big in every sense of the word, and it is fabulous. You can see why Warner Brothers likely wrote Legendary a very big check to get them to agree to release this simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max. And they moved up the date, of course, as we all know, to March 26th. We're going to find out what's going on with the Snyder Cut, I believe, this week or shortly after. I'm hearing some stuff that I don't want to totally go into just yet, because let's see if it actually happens. But if it does, it's going to really, talk about two titans battling it out, and it's going to not be good for either of them. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you what almost happened instead of what does happen. All right, so anyway, let's focus on this amazing trailer. It did very well on trending. Releasing it on Sunday was a good idea, although there's nothing much happening right now, period. So, but this, it's very, very exciting. Now, when I reacted to this trailer, I was caught off guard by the silliness of it. But going through it to do this breakdown, I kind of started to enjoy it. And you know what? It reminds me of taking the approach of so many Hollywood buddy action films, contentious buddy action films, because I'm sure that Godzilla and Kong will eventually join up by the end of the movie. So this is like their origin story as a duo. And leaning into that, I think, is really funny. Even down to the music choice. Like, I feel it should be like orchestral, but yet when you think about taking that kind of approach to the material, the buddy action film, then the other music choice works. And, again, it just leans into that. And so I think that's funny. I think it's funny. I hope this is a comedic film. That would be great. It's already kind of comedic, and it's great to have it be comedic intentionally instead of unintentionally. Now, unfortunately, though, the synopsis, like what's going on in this movie, is totally unclear from this trailer. But luckily, Warner Brothers has released a synopsis, so I can fill you in a little bit before we break it down. So Kong is not captured, but is in the process of being moved to his true home. So it's like endangered species protection, right? And the little girl's name is Gia. So then Godzilla, as we did hear in the trailer, is going crazy for some unexplained reason. Someone give that guy a giant Snickers. But they say that this will lead to a mystery that lies deep within the core of the earth, which leads to more monsters. And I saw a number of you who are hardcore kaiju fans go, "Oh, that's the Hollow Earth theory, Grace." And I'm like, what is the Hollow Earth theory? And I have to say, I feel that this franchise has done a very poor job in educating non-kaiju fans as to the lore. I mean, I think, but luckily the films can be enjoyed on multiple levels. Just like, oh, look at the mass destruction. Oh, look at Godzilla's little hands are so cute. That's how I watch them. Or, people who are like, oh yeah, this is going to lead to this and all and this. And so we'll see. Now, in my trailer reaction, I asked you if you were Team Kong or Team Godzilla. And it seems that the people in the movie itself have also chosen sides. Now, Team Kong is all new because the last movie took place during the Vietnam War. So we've got Alexander Skarsgard, front and center, and one of you pointed out that he was Warner Brothers' Tarzan. So of course he's going to team up with King Kong. I think that's amazing synergy. I'm always happy to see Alexander Skarsgard get more work. He seems to always be at the cusp of superstardom, but he exists in that purgatory between working actor and superstar. Why can't he break through? Rebecca Hall, who I feel, I think they could have gotten a more dynamic actor in that role. Let's see, but that's just how I feel about it. I think her track record is medium. I'm sure somebody's like, I'm a Rebecca Hall fan, Grace. What the hell? Well, she needs as many of you as she can get. Maybe you can make your enthusiasm infectious. Then the actress playing this little girl is Kaylee Hoddle. And then over on Team Godzilla, and there might be other members of the team, but these are the clearest members from the trailer. And then on Team Godzilla, Millie Bobby Brown is back, although apparently she's not quite sure who she's going to keep her allegiance with. Her father, Kyle Chandler, and I have to say, Vera Farmiga's sacrifice at the end of Godzilla King of Monsters, I thought was really beautiful. And, of course, Vera Farmiga brought the feels. She's so good. She just really elevates whatever material she's in, from The Conjuring to Godzilla King of Monsters. Then, as some of you pointed out, he has one shot in this trailer, but Shun Oguri, who's a Japanese actor, he is playing a character related to Ken Watanabe's character, so they brought him in to take over that spot. Brian Tyree Henry seems to be Team Godzilla, and so is Julian Dennison, who broke through. Taika Waititi discovered him in Hunt for the Wilder People. Then he was in Deadpool 2. He was most recently in Christmas Chronicles 2. He just kept working. And now he's in Godzilla vs. Kong, playing, wait for it, Josh Valentine. What a 90s Michael Bay movie name. And I think Adam Wingard is really channeling his inner Michael Bay. And that worked with Transformers in the beginning until it just became too ridiculous. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. All right, so let's go through this. I'm very excited and share your own theories and thoughts down below. All right, so we start off. It looks like we're somewhere in Japan. It's so beautiful. And I like this opening sequence because it reminds me very much, there's a lot of, this also movie in a lot of places feels like a ride. And I don't know if any of you happen to do this, but for the first recent Godzilla movie, they had a Godzilla experience at Comic-Con. It was a walkthrough where, you first started out in Japan and on the streets of Tokyo, and they had like food that you could get and you could walk around. And then you went into an office building complex and they took you down in an elevator, and then the lights went out and Godzilla walked by, and it was amazing. I really loved it. I'm sure some of you who got the chance to do it had as good a time. So this kind of reminds me of that a little bit, so I like it. All right, so I love seeing mass destruction of cities when they really go for it, right? Like there is a huge death toll here. Now look, they're gonna take out that building. Bam! The whole building! All right, so people are running for their lives, and as some of you, I was focused on the people, but a lot of you who are kaiju fans are like, forget the people, Grace, it's about the monsters. And that back there, some of you said, is it true? Is it Mechagodzilla? Which is basically a giant mechanical Godzilla. So Japanese, I love it. And I can tell you that while it's hard to tell if that's Mechagodzilla there, I have heard from my sources that he's in the movie. But, I think they probably weren't aware they were totally giving it away in this shot, but they did kind of. And you can see he glows red, whereas actual Godzilla glows blue. What a knockoff. I'm like, we got the wrong color, guys. And they're like, no, we have to tell them apart because our Mechagodzilla is that well built. You can't tell between the two of them. I'm like, one's made out of metal. All right, so they're running. Now we're out here in the ocean. Now, here we have Isa Gonzalez. She said she's playing a company woman. What company does she work for? We'll find out. But she's got evil corporate Ray-Bans on. And she said her role is partially comedic. So I'm happy for her that she gets to play a role like that. That's great. Let's see if she pulls it off. So he's like, oh, I love the water on my unconscious hand. I'm like, someone pull his hand up. So he's out cold. Now, I thought that he was being kidnapped, as he so often is. But in fact, they're just moving him. And I guess they didn't want to take the time to explain it to him. He seems like a pretty cool guy. I think that he would be fine. That dinosaur who broke my heart at the end of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, he wanted to get on the boat. He was cool with it. I'll never get over that. All right. So they're bringing him. I love these logos. Ooh, they're literally crackling with energy. Now, this is so cool. This reminds me, of course, of the iconic shot from the original King Kong film where he was, restrained, but for a show. Here it's for his own safety. But I think maybe the trailer is intentionally misleading in that regard. But nevertheless, it's a very cool reference. The CGI in this movie is phenomenal. Like Wonder Woman 1984 had more time, thanks to the pandemic delay, but their CGI didn't get any better. The CGI here, it's like a CGI fest. It's gorgeous. All right, so Alexander Skarsgard's like, hey, buddy. Look, you can tell he's unassuming by his fashion choices, but he still also has cool sunglasses on because this is an action movie after all. He's like, I'm a regular guy. Look, that stupid Rolex controversy. But look, he's like, look, I'm wearing a regular watch and I've got work clothes on. I'm like you. I'm like, Alexander Skarsgård, come on. All right. He's like, but apparently they're moving him somewhere, but they're like, he's the only one who can save us. Does he know what's going on with Godzilla just yet? We'll have to find out. That's why the trailer is so confusing. But they have an aerial escort. They've got everybody in the ocean, but it's not going to be enough. So here's this cute little girl who has the Kong stuffy, Gia, and she's from that great island. They didn't do enough with that island in Kong Skull Island. So she's on Skull Island. That's the name of it. I liked that movie, even though in some parts it was bad. But it was a spectacle. I had fun going to see it. And I have to tell you, when I went to see it, I saw it as, a press screening, then I saw it again with the general audiences, and a lot of families went to see it. This is a family franchise, so I think that's nice. And maybe, put a kid in these movies so the children can relate to it. You too could be friends with King Kong. They can sell this toy. So they're getting along. I don't know how they're talking in their souls, Rebecca Hall's like, okay, I'll go with it. Want to come on a boat ride, kid? Bring your pet monkey with you? She's going to visit him at night in the rain. She's going to get a cold. What kind of a parent are you, Godzilla? I mean, Kong. I keep mixing up their names in my head. What kind of a parent are you, Kong? Tell her to get a jacket. Maybe that's what he's scolding her with. So he's pointing at her. It's like, I like ladies for some reason. Look at that fingernail. That just freaks me out. I'm like, whoa, that's just a huge fingernail. But I like the lighting on this. Look at her cute little face. It's so adorable. Way to find the light. What's this actress's name? Kylie Hoddle. Way to find the light. But something's amiss. She can sense it. So this guy's like, anyone can sense it. We feel the vibrations. Oh, here it goes. They should play good vibrations. So I like that he looks like a floating island himself. I think that's so cool. That just shows the size of him. But he's glowing red here too. Inconsistent. Is he blue or does he glow red? Is that is Mechagodzilla impersonating him? Oh boy, it's just like those movies. It's like, it wasn't him, it was his evil mechanical twin brother. All right. So anyway, they fire on him. Of course, maybe the explosions were just the bombs. Maybe that's what it is. So even just his tail, he's like, I don't even need to get out of the bath for you guys, for you losers. Now I like this. He's looking over the side of the boat. He's like, I'm floating here. And he just punches him right in the face. I have to tell you though, based on this trailer, Godzilla has just one move, just the atomic breath. But because Kong is like a monkey or an ape, he of course can do all kinds of stuff because he's human basically. So he has a lot more dexterity. So it's very funny to see them fight. I have some more jokes on that prepared. I'm excited. I'm having a good time with this. Oh, by the way, don't you love his little hands? They're so adorable. I just want to squeeze them all up. They're so cute. Look at it. It's so adorable. Little buddy. So he's like climbing on the boat. He's like, I'm so upset. We've all been that upset. Just there's nothing to make you feel better. And when I love this though, that shot of him like, yeah, I climbed up on this boat and it took a lot of effort for me to get out of the water and Kong was just waiting for him and he just punched him smack in the face and he pushes him right off the boat after he made all that effort to just climb on it. But I do want to rewind for just a second here and show you this shot. This is so beautiful. This has been on the toy packaging, so it's been ruined for us. But it looks like a painting, but it's actually in the movie. I mean, that is just like, when they have the Academy Museum and they have a VFX exhibit, they should just be like, and here's basically our version of Norman Rockwell. Or no, not Norman Rockwell. Who's that guy? Remember they made a movie about the guy, Turner, who painted all those battle scenes in the ocean with boats? This is modern day Turner, and it's stunning. All right. I'm glad we're not seeing any private parts for these monsters. Everyone avert your eyes. Let's get the smoke going in a good direction. This poor child, how is she involved in this? Wait, I can't believe I'm rewinding to see this, but I think I saw, oh no, I think we're good. Kong's like, thankfully I'm very hairy and there's always a lot of shadow down there. So this year, finally, he pushes him right in the water. He's like, get off my boat. And they drop the charges. And he's like, you want a charge? Here's a charge. I love it when Godzilla powers up. It's so funny. So look at that. It's a beacon into the sky. And I like that, Kong's like, I'm going to get so wet. I just can't stand being wet. And I don't blame him. I mean, how long does it take for him to dry? And does he get all curly and frizzy afterwards? All right. So anyway, he jumps off the boat like a human. And I think that this reminds me of so many movies. It's so many movies, which I feel like it pulls off of like the buddy formula. All right. So he's there. He just swims off. And Demian Bashir, we don't know who he's playing, but I always appreciate some Demian Bashir. They've got all the countries, all the major box office markets checked. Except Russia. But, we have problems with Russia these days. But Russia is a major box office market. So here is Shun Aguri, who's using, American systems. All right. I love this shot. That shot is like one of my favorites because it's just so beautiful and all the buildings lighting up and then Godzilla's like, I light up too. It's like modern Tokyo. I think that's Tokyo. And it's just stunning. It's just so incredibly beautiful. I just love it. It's definitely one of my favorite shots in the trailer. I like when he yells out. He's like, I'm so misunderstood. Why won't anybody just listen to why I'm upset? You guys are all jerks. So there's Millie Bobby Brown's dad being like, Team Godzilla all the way. Look, there he is. His one move. Atomic breath. Those poor humans. Now look at this. So this is our crazy board of what's going on, right? And I have a theory on this. So this is like, so you can see they have a lot of theories going on, like conspiracies and trying to figure it out for themselves. But you can tell by how it's put together, how it's all ramshackle, that they're not an official organization. They don't have money for like printing stuff out and doing this with lasers or holograms. They have to use Post-it notes. And so then we see this cool van. And so this reminds me of Twister. So I think basically Millie Bobby Brown, and there he is, Julian Dennison, are like the Twister of this franchise. So I think that's great. So she's like she's like, her dad's an official scientist and she's an off-the-grid scientist. She doesn't have to listen to anybody who's paying for her science because her science is done on the cheap. So, but that's a fine price to pay for her freedom. So they're doing their own research, and they're going to talk to Brian Tyree Henry, who is in every single major movie. Good for him. I love him. He's such a great actor. I think he's just so fantastic. He was in Joker. He's in the upcoming Eternals. He's here. Fantastic. Now look at that. What a beautiful place this is. I don't think that's Skull Island. It's so beautiful. This looks like prehistoric. I think this is towards the Hollow Earth Center. I think Kong has gone to investigate. He's like, I'm going to find the source. So I like that. It's just gorgeous. The different tree levels are just alone. I'm like, I want to build a tree house here. Actually, why don't you just put it up there, Kong? This can go a lot faster. All right. So there's the handprint from before, but this seems to be a different handprint. And so they're like, there was a war. And Kong, maybe it was from another ape, another giant ape. And all that's left is, she's saying, is Kong and Godzilla. So there's this weapon, which seems to be made out of a bone, which glows red. And then, as you guys said, a toy gave away that he has one of Godzilla's shards, which is, on his back, which is going to become important in a moment. But anyway, he's like, yeah, opposable thumbs, bitches. All right, so yeah, he's using them again. He sure is showing off. So he's although I think that Godzilla kind of looks like he could grab stuff if he really wanted to. All right, Godzilla needs a coach. All right, so anyway, here he is. He's grabbing some kind of creepy, disgusting snake, dragon flying things. I'd be like, don't even want to touch them. But he's using one against the other. And the ultimate embarrassment. Look at the sky behind him, though, for just a second. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, so real Turner stuff. All right, so look, he smacks. Oh, they're so gross. They look a little bit like... I forget the name. Face huggers, right? I think that's their official name. Face huggers from Alien. They remind me a little bit of that. They got the bones on the outside. All right, so anyway, look, he smacks one with the other and he kind of pops it. You see all that green blood go in the air. Ew. All right. So that's what they say. They're the only ones left. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. Who's going to be the single one left? That's such a great shot of Kong. He looks like so funny. All right. Now look, see, they seem to be going deep into the earth. This is the hollow earth you guys were talking about. And maybe those are, that looks like the skeleton of a former Godzilla. Oh, and his skeleton, so he doesn't rip the back thing off of our Godzilla, but one of Godzilla's ancestors, which is kind of like grave robbing. So I can see why Godzilla would be even more upset when he saw it. Where'd you get that? Oh my God. So anyway, that's really cool, though. That looks beautiful. Makes being an archaeologist a lot more fun. I love it when the bones glow and help you find them, and this makes it pretty and a little bit of a nightclub. All right, so anyway, I think they're going to team up together maybe to fight what's happening. Oh, and look, again, he hits him right in the head. Godzilla could sue, and I hope he doesn't get too many concussions. I'm like, stop hitting him in the head, man. Oh, you can just feel how much that hurts. Oh, I love it, though. If they do join up, though, like, Kong is so much faster. Godzilla's like, I'm coming. Come on, man, jeez. All right. Millie Bobby Brown's like, I don't know who to side with. Alexander Skarsgard's like, I love the tears. He's really earning that paycheck, man. He really is not. He's like, and so there's Rebecca Hall. Now, I love this shot. Okay, so this is gorgeous. All right, so Kong comes charging in, and he's got, see, the shards all light up now. I wonder how he gets it to light up. because Godzilla isn't lit up in close proximity. So, but anyway, he's charging him. And I love the way that Godzilla is standing. He's like, oh yeah, you want a piece of me? Okay, let's do this. Like, I don't think he seems like the aggressor to me. So he's like planting his feet. He's getting ready. He's like, okay, I'm going to keep myself from being knocked down. But I think he changes his mind at the last minute and he goes, okay, I'm going to do the breath because it's his one move. And it's gorgeous. It lights up the sky. All right. And then he uses, I don't know how Kong thought of this, but he's like, oh yeah, I bet. And it's amazing dexterity there. Look, his feet can also grab onto stuff. Or he's going to grab onto a building or maybe onto Godzilla's face. But anyway, he blocks it. And I love that shot. That's my other favorite. That might be my favorite shot. Although he really needs to brush his teeth. Whoa. So anyway, that's just an amazing shot. It's stunning. It's so clear. It's so beautiful. And it reminds me, it has a cozy factor to it too, because it reminds me of the old Universal ride when you would, Kong, you would be on the Roosevelt Island tram, and you would come across Kong and he would roar at you, and it looked a lot like that. Although the blue light is a welcome addition. So that's great. His eyes seem sad, though. Oh, his eyes are sad. Neither one of them really wants to fight. He's gonna hit him in the head again! God damn it! Godzilla versus Kong. Ding, ding, ding. They should have that announcer who does all the boxing come in here and do a trailer for that. That would be so much fun. I would love that. All right. So, I said, right, Sarah, it says on the bottom, this will be available for 31 days from theatrical release on HBO Max, which, this is the last weekend for Wonder Woman today. So this is literally the last day that you can watch it on HBO Max for now. And I think it was a lot of time. I think you could definitely, maybe they should have made it like just 2 weeks or something, because I feel like you could really get your fill of the movie in 31 days. All right, so what do you think? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.